I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be women fall in love slowly over time. Women fall in love over the course of several weeks and several months of successfully courting and dating her by just simply creating one fun-filled romantic opportunity for sex to happen, which is also known as a date, preferably in the evenings. You can't seduce a woman when you're taking her to the movies in the middle of the day or going to lunch. Go to dinner, do something in the evening, do something fun in the evening, so it ends up back at your place or her place so you can seduce her. And you just simply do that over and over. And I've got an email here, and I detail this extensively in my book. So I've got an email here from a viewer, and he says, "Hi Corey, I've been in a complicated relationship for the past 2 months. My ex-girlfriend of 2 years and I have reconnected after 3 years of not dating each other." So I like to call heating up leftovers. He says, "I never stopped loving her and have not been as happy as when I am with her. She has told me that she really does like me and she does not want to lose me again, and that she never got over me until the last year of us not dating. Also, she said she wants to give us another chance, but she wants to take things slow, and she doesn't want me to rush her." Translation, dude, you're rushing me. That's why she said that. And so you're trying to move things along faster than she's ready. And women help you when they love you, when they like you. And she's doing that. She's telling you exactly what to do. But most guys hear that and just goes in one ear and out the other because they're so focused on achieving, succeeding, accomplishing things, getting across the finish line, getting her to commit to a relationship, getting her to be the boyfriend. It's like, if I don't get her to do this right away, it's like somebody else is going to come along and steal her. And she's telling you, in other words, just let me come to you at my own pace. I had a girlfriend and her mother that I wrote about in my book even telling me that. And her mother said to me, she says, "Corey, you got to let her come to you at her own pace. You got to let her slowly develop those feelings." And even she told me that. She says, my girlfriend, she told me, this is before we became boyfriend, girlfriend, she said, "Don't try to force things." And I was trying to force things to happen quicker. I was trying to nail her down to a commitment and all of these things, and it was causing her to feel uncomfortable. It was causing her to have to commit to something that she wasn't emotionally ready to commit to it. And like I talk about in my book, you don't need to bring up boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship, commitment, or any of that shit. You just need to focus on creating, love is playful and fun. And if you just focus on creating great dates and having a great time together, over the course of a couple of months, she'll fall back in love with you. Or if you're just dating this girl for the first time, she'll fall in love with you. And once she'll fall in love with you because you're courting her and you're just creating one fun-filled date after another. Love is playful and fun. It's not serious. And so when you start talking about serious subjects like dating, commitment, relationships, and all that stuff, when she's not bringing it up first, you're doing things out of sequence, because unless she feels it, she won't bring it up. Dating is really simple, and you're totally complicating things. I had a girlfriend telling me that one time. Don't complicate things. It was the same girl. And I learned so much from that relationship. I learned so much by being with her. He says, which I agree. In other words, he agrees to taking things slow. Since she came out of a serious relationship about a year ago, it doesn't matter. What she's telling you is that you're trying to force her to do something she's not ready to do yet. That's why she's mentioning these things. And you're using these rationalizations to rationalize it away like it's really innocuous and it doesn't mean much. By you sharing this with me, it tells me you're pushing too hard to make things happen too fast. And that's why you're fucking up. He says, which ended up her getting cheated on, and this is her previous relationship, because she became really depressed and also got her cold-hearted. Love cuts through everything, dude. If she falls in love with you, it won't matter. Unless she's totally, completely emotionally fucked up. To sum it up, it was a bad breakup, and she told me she went through her rebound guy and talked to a couple of other guys, but never took anyone serious until me and her reconnected. Our relationship went great for the first month after all the confusion was cleared up. She said she feels comfortable with me and can tell me anything. She even told me for the first time since we got reconnected that she loves me and that she truly cares about me, which I took as a shock because she had never said that. Well, if you follow the things that I teach, it's simply a matter of time that the girl you're dating, as long as she at least perceives you as a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. And if she's at least perceives you as a 5, then you can get her to perceive you as a 10, which is where she basically falls in love with you slowly over time by doing everything right. And so obviously there's some things that you're doing right here, but the fact that you took it as a shock, that tells me that you don't know what to look for. And in my book on page 125, there's an interest level table where I talk about the things that a woman does the more she falls for you. And you should be looking for those signs, because if you were looking for those signs, you wouldn't have been surprised at all that she was in love with you. He says, we have been intimate, and it's been great. We connect on that level. Once we were being intimate, and I told her I love her, and she told me to not say things like that because we were trying to take things slow. And if you said it in that moment, you just say, I love you, and I don't give a shit. It's like we could take things as slow as they are, and I just feel what I feel, and it's like I love being deep inside you. I love fucking you. I love making love to you. I love all those little noises and grunts and the sounds that you make. I love when I stick my tongue in your ear and it fucking turns you on. I love when I play with your nipples and you get instantly wet. And just tell her all the things that you love about her. Because when you're expressing that in that moment, that's your gift to her. It's not you saying it because you expect a response. You're saying it, you're giving it as her gift, and you're giving it without fear. That's what love is all about, dude. He says, as our relationship keeps going, she started closing out a bit with expressing herself. I knocked down telling her that I love her, and like I talk about in my book, you got to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to how much she says I love you versus how much you say it to her. And so ideally she should be saying it more than you say it. And it's just a little thing. It doesn't mean you become a cold fish and you never say I love you. But if she says I love you, you don't want to just parrot it back to her. You just simply say something like, you know, one of the things that I really enjoy about you is that you express yourself and you always say nice things to me, and that you always make me feel loved because you always have your hands on me, you're always touching me, you're always kissing me, you're always sitting in my lap, you're always being sweet. And that's just one of the things I love about you. And tell her that as opposed to just saying, I love you like a robot. So it's you're telling her different. You just say, if she says, I love you, you just say, I love your fucking lips. Your lips are so plump and so beautiful, and every time I see you, I just want to kiss them. And then go kiss her. That's a different way to tell her. Do you get what I'm saying? You want to be different about it. You want to just be like a fucking robot that parrots things back to her. Say it in a different way. Tell her what you like about her. And so every once in a while when she says, I love you, just say, thank you, baby. It's my honor to be your man. I adore you. Say it like that. That's another way of saying I love you. Do you get what I'm saying here? Change it up a little bit. Be a little bit of a challenge. Don't be a robot. Don't be a fucking parrot that just parrots it back. Because when you do, it really doesn't have much meaning. So he says, now every time we talk, we hang up the phone at night, and I just tell her that I really care for her. She never replays back on that, and you should pay attention to that. Instead of just saying I really care for you, and she says nothing to you, you just say, hey baby, have a good night, I'll talk to you later, and just say that. Because as she stops giving, then you hold back a little bit more, because what happens is when you say it over and over and over, if you tell a girl 100 times a day that you love her, it doesn't mean anything. But when you tell her a couple of times a week, instead of just saying I love you, but you tell her in a way like I've talked about, it really means something to her. It makes her feel like, wow, he really does love me, he really does care about me. And it's your gift. And then that way, she'll follow your lead. But you got to pay attention to those things. You got to pay attention to the signs. And you got to pay attention to who's texting who more. She should be texting and calling you 70 to 80% of the time. And you need to back off enough to where she does that. Because women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And I'm not talking about being a cold fish. I'm talking about being mysterious and letting her just simply... Because women have to feel your resistance to them. They have to feel your strength. When you don't talk to them for a couple of days, they have to wonder about you. When they start to feel a little insecure, like, hey, I haven't heard from him. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's up to. And then she reaches out to you, and you're like, hey, baby, how are you? And you're all excited to hear from her. And internally she thinks, oh, how silly of me. Of course he cares about me. And you just say, hey, when are you free to get together? And you just arrange the next date to get together. He says, now my confusion is, why was she so open with her feelings and now she's being more guarded? Because she shut down to you emotionally, that's why. And I would say you need to read some of the stuff that's in the latter 3/4 of my book on communication and when you're with her and getting her to talk. Because there's obviously some things that she's not talking about, because women work through their problems and their issues by talking about them. And when she comes over and you have dinner at your place and you made dinner for her and you made dinner together or whatever, make sure she's doing 70-80% of the talking. You just simply say things like, what else, baby? Tell me more. Don't leave anything out. And every once in a while, repeat some of what she said back to her so she knows that you're actually listening. And if you don't know whether or not she wants your advice or she just wants you to listen, ask her. Just say, do you want me just to listen or do you want my advice? And she'll come right out and tell you. And if she just says, I want you to listen, just say, great. And just, what else, honey? And then just keep her talking. And when she gets to the point where she's like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm so glad we talked. Then she's opened completely emotionally to you. And that's when you take her and you fucking ravish her and you fuck her brains out. Because she's open to you again. He says, sometimes I think it's because she wants to take things slow, and other times it's maybe because she's cold-hearted and has gotten hurt due to her past relationship and is afraid of expressing herself or letting the relationship grow. I know she loves me and she wants to be with me, and I've been wanting to bring it up, and if she's afraid of letting the relationship grow or if she's happy where we stand, and if she sees us being together in the future. Do not do that, dude, because you're basically asking her, where do I stand with you? You don't ever say anything like that to a woman because it communicates that you're totally unsure of yourself. That is something that she needs to bring up. And what this is neediness on your part, and this kind of behavior and thinking on your part is what's causing her to be so cold and distant. So cut that shit out immediately. If she ain't bringing it up, then it means that she ain't feeling it. So stop trying to nail her down to a commitment. You're just going to continually delay it if you keep doing it. And he puts in parentheses, trying to see how she sees the relationship or where it's going. I just don't know how to ask her without her feeling attacked or pressure. See, your intuition is telling you it's not a good thing to bring that up, so don't bring it up. Just keep dating her and keep having a fun time with her. Don't complicate things. He says, today we had lunch and we were talking and playing around, and then the subject came up a bit about her being a bit cold-hearted and not showing feelings. I would say probably because you brought it up, because you're needy and you can't wait. You're being impatient with her again. She was saying how she learned how to have tougher skin and she had become cold-hearted. I reply with, I will work on warming her heart up, which with time she will be able to enjoy her warming heart. And she laughed and said that she doubted it'll work, but she will see. Now this made me analyze that she might be afraid of letting the relationship grow. See, now you're using logic and reason to try to figure out an emotional being, and it's never going to work, dude. You got to think of her emotions and her love for you as like a cake. And what's going on is you're continuously opening the door and closing the door, going, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? And if you know anything about baking a cake, when a cake is rising and you continually open the door and let all the hot air out, or the sexual tension in this case, what happens? It goes, and it deflates, and you can fucking totally ruin it, and you're ruining the sexual tension. As soon as you start to feel comfortable with you, your needy side takes over, and you're trying to nail her down to a commitment. That's why she's continually backing away, and that's why she gets cold and distant. It's totally your fault, dude, so you need to cut that out, and just let her fall in love and stop bringing it up. Until she brings it up, you just simply haven't done enough things right to get her to fall in love with you. That's all you got to do. Don't complicate things. So if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenge, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions.